Hello everyone, welcome to the third part of the database CRUD operation tutorial series. In this video, we will be dealing with SQL Server database update using C#. If you haven't watched my previous videos regarding insert and delete, please do watch them before coming back. Now, in the end of the second part, we had something like this with insert operation and the delete operation. Now the update remains almost the same as delete, just that instead of firing the delete query, we'll be doing the update query. The entire process remains the same of selecting the row, updating the text boxes. Instead of just clicking on delete, we'll allow the user to update the text boxes with the new entries, and then on the click of the update button, the change will be reflected in the data grid view as well as in the table. So let's get started. So for the first, let's introduce the button update in the form. So let's move the insert button and the delete button and just copy the insert button again. Let's rename the text to update and let's change the color of the button to a shade of blue, which is 153,204,255. Yeah. So now we have the update button in place. Let's just double click on the update button to get the event. Now here we have the book ID already in place when the person clicks on the row. That is a cell click which we talked about in the last video. Now let us obtain the updated values in the text box and store it in two variables. Let's name the first one book name and obtain the value in text box 1, which is text box 1.text, and then do the same with the author name, but from text box 2. Now again we will create a connection variable and we'll open the connection. Let's just copy paste it from the previous function, and now we'll again create an SQL command variable. Now for the SQL statement, we need to update the table, which is book, set, we have two columns, book name, set book name as a parameterized query. As it is a parameterized query, we'll introduce the parameters 0 and comma author name at 1, where now the row ID. So for that, book ID is at 2. We need to define the parameters. So com dot parameters dot add with value 0th one is our book name, and let's copy paste this twice. So this and again. So 1 and 2. 1 is our author name and 2 is our book ID. Now this is in place. Let us execute com dot execute non-query, con dot close, and we'll do the set grid because we need to reflect the changes in the data grid view, which has already been reflected in the table. Before we execute, let us just include the second parameter in the command variable, which is the connection. Now as we have passed the connection, everything seems good enough. Let us execute. Okay, so now let's deliberately insert an erroneous item. So fever by Robin, instead of cook, let's keep it book and insert. Now we need to change this. So let's click on the row and let's type the correct spelling, which is cook, and update. Now as we see, it has been reflected in the data grid view, which is converted to Robin Cook. Now let's go to the database, and here you go. You have the corrected variable in the corrected item in the table as well. So that is it for the video. Please subscribe and stay tuned for the other videos. Thank you.